Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am your host Siren Frost, and today I got a new deck profile for you guys for this week's video. And this just barely came out. This is the Gramgrace deck profile video. I think this is my very first time I actually did this kind of profile before, because we had the unit from the Set 8 collection, and I've seen a lot of people just look at him, and because he originally came out as a promo, and the thing is, at the time, him and Favernil were just, they didn't have their own personal ride line. No, so over time I've seen people to have to customize their ride lines in order from the old previous sets in order to become something brand new and different. So it was kind of a struggle for most of the time, and you know, it is what it is. We all learn and become a bit more creative with our decks and figure out what decks can do and what not to do. And now, because of the new the deck set from Gramgrace, which came with the collection of Gramgrace, Favernil, and also Orpheus Regis. So Orpheus Regis finally got a reprint, but only as a common, which I'm not very happy about that, but I might have to use those temporarily for the upcoming deck profile, which has been a very overdue video. So, with that being said and done, the collection provided us with an official custom ride line, to Gramgrace. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up the owner of the deck itself, because this deck actually has an owner. Her name is Yuki Ichidoji or Doji. I'm looking at the name right now, so give me one little second here. I don't know why my brain's doing a butt, so I'm sorry about that. No one cares. Would you just stop it? Okay. So, the owner of Gramgrace in the game Cardfight Vanguard Dear Days, her name is Yuki Ichidoji. So, basically the little small background story for you guys is that if you guys have been playing Dear Days a lot longer than me, because I've never really played the game at all, I kind of want to, but I don't own a Switch. So like I said in that video. Basically, Yuki is the main protagonist in Dear Days. So she goes around finding other card fighters, the ones who actually work for the antagonist too, which is Kenji, I think it is. I gotta look up his name again, but he's the one who controls Favernil, and you know, she tries to get stronger over time until she's fully ready to go up against him, and maybe in the story mode or something like that. 100%, I'm still trying to figure out how the game actually worked. But yes, so, and basically what Gramgrace does, and there's a thing right here for it. Oh, here it is. Oh, excuse me guys, I apologize for that. So, I'm reading on the Wikipedia page for Cardfight Vanguard, right here on my phone, and it says Gramgrace has the ability to make a rear guard to attack from the back row. This reinforced by its Persona ride, also powering the back row. So basically, it's like Soul Saver Dragon in the Season 1 of the very first old school Cardfight Vanguard video. This one holds like a Royal Paladin, Angel Feather type of Oracle thing type of mix. So there are tons of ways you can make Gramgrace, such as adding mostly angels or nuns or knights or other cosmic dragons, anything you could think of. But I think for what it kind of looks like is that this deck has more of a knight, angel, and nun kind of feel to it. I think there's like only one nun in this deck. The rest are just angels and knights. So this deck is correspondent with the Heaven and Hell kind of theme series that Favernil and Gramgrace actually established himself as. So until I get Favernil and I understand his ride line a little bit better and his deck, how he's supposed to be played, I will actually see to it that I will try to get that deck up and running. But for now, it's about Gramgrace tonight. So let's start with the ride line. Of course, this is just a custom. They gave us a ride line, official ride line. So this is Starting Magic Starlily, And I thought it is a very cute, a very cute beginner because she has a Genesis kind of feel to her, a little bit with Oracle Think Tank, Oracle Genesis, just magic and stuff. This could also be good for a Sorceress starter as well if you really want to. But I think she's more fit for Gramgrace. That's just me because it comes with a Gramgrace kind of thing. But you guys can customize your ride line however the fuck you want, and that's what makes Vanguard a lot more fun. The next, for the grade 1, we have Incision Angel. And what he does is, when this unit is rolled upon, draw a card and choose a card from your hand and discard it. So it's a very generic kind of effect, so not too bad. So you just discard one, or add one, then discard one, so it's all good. Next we have the Nun, Divine Sister Gateabasque. When you would ride from the ride deck, you can ride with a Soul Blast 1 instead of choose a card from your hand and discard it. So basically when you ride upon Gramgrace, then you don't have to discard a card from your hand. So you can just use a Soul Blast, like Soul Blast Starlily, out of the Soul in order to ride Gramgrace. So that's a fun thing to think about. Speaking of the devil himself, we also have Sword Saint Night Dragon Gramgrace. Since he's a Set 8 collection card, I'm just going to be more happy to read his effect for you guys. So his continuous effect is, your Persona ride increases the power of your back row units. So your 10,000 power, and it does not only affect from the front row, it goes to the back as well. So you got the front, you got the back, you got everything all powered up and ready to all be able to say, fuck your opponent up to hell, pretty much. And that's not advertised. Not even sponsored. So its active skill is the 1 turn only. You Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Draw a card, choose a card from your hand, and call it to your back row, center, rear guard. And until the end of turn, that unit can attack from the back row, and it gets 10,000 power. So, again, this is, most of the support cards that came from Gramgrace are former promos, and they were very expensive back then, so it was kind of hard for some of us who are less fortunate to get those. That's why I'm glad that we actually have the deck set right here, so we can buy multiple of those boxes. You can buy them online if you really want to, but I kind of want to buy all of them because I want more sleeves, and I actually want more of those deck boxes, so there you go. Guilty as charged. The last effect this card has is, at the end of the battle, your back row, center, rear guard attacked. Put that card into the soul and draw 1 card. So this is the confirmed right line, as I'm going to call it right now. A confirmed right line. It may be custom, it may be random, but guess what? You got your witch, you got your angel, you got your nun, you got your fucking dragon. Be happy about it, dammit. And be grateful that we actually got this. And yes, I'm using Tamari's white sleeves that we get from Season 1 of the first box. I love these ones, so I got more of them. So I'm not complaining. And don't worry, Fabrinil is also going to have those kind of sleeves too, with his own. Even though his deck's kind of weird. Now, for the main deck, of course, I am going to be continuing using my own trigger lineup as well. Just when you may call it very basic, but I call it me understanding the game better with your different choices. I mean, like I said, teach their own, I suppose. So, for heal triggers, I'm using 2 copies of Knight of Clarion Streams Ricula. So, I figured this is more of an angel kind of deck anyway, so why not have the main heal triggers as angels? Then we also have Heartiness tier Sorceress for the critical effects. And then we also have Invigorate Sage in case your opponent's Vanguard attacks twice. So it adds more like 15,000 power to the end of that battle. Now, I chose 2 draw triggers, Reboppies, because I do like the take hand value that it uses, so that's why I'm just using it. And I do like it. We're using 7 criticals. You can only put 8 in this if you really want to. But I figured 7's good to start with. White Fang Witch, Disma for 3 criticals to begin with. And yes, I'm using the one from Hexorb, and this is because it's more... She has her own kind of build now, so I'm going to leave it at that. Whatever. Then we also have 4 Blade Feather Dragons. Of course, you can't have the critical without adding more soul to your soul. makes any sense. Then we have 2 copies of the front trigger, which is Bard of Heavenly Saw Alpacc for that extra 20k shield. And the over trigger choice is so fucking Christ. I should have read this more carefully. Hold on, you guys. My dumbass didn't read about this, so give me 1 second. I'll look up on the Google search. Let's see, because it's in gold printing, but me being a dumbass, I did not plan ahead of this. So give me 1 second here. Let me find it here. Oh, trigger order. Or trigger unit, sorry. Yep. Do we have it? Well, I know we have it in here. Oh, here it is. Good. Alright, it's called True Arbiter Dragon of 100 Swords Duravalse. Jeez, that was a long one. So I'm going to have to actually write that down in the system. But yes, that is my choice of over triggers. I do like the artwork a lot more. And I do like Armatora, but I do like this one too. I think they both do the same thing, TBH, but that's just me. So I figured that's my own personal choice for a trigger, and that is the trigger lineup for this deck of choice. And yes, we are using the actual Gramgrace sleeves too. So you got your gold, you got your purple, you got your silver. You might as well make Beetleborgs metallics, all that bullshit. So I'm not quite sure how many grade 1s you need in the Gramgrace, but this is what I got so far. And I think this is more of a beginner type of deck anyways. So I'm using 4 copies of Knight of Gale's Cyneblugar. And she is the part of set 7 collection. During your turn, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. So you can only activate her effect. You can use her as a backup attacker as well for all the rush kind of thing. But her effect will be full power once you're on Gramgrace. So that's why. And then I have 4 copies of Wayward Therapy Angel. And then what she does is, like I said in, I don't think I ever used this in Tempest. So if I didn't, whatever. I'm sorry. But this card cannot be written and cannot be normal called to rearguard from hand. Okay. Duly noted. When this card is discarded from hand during your turn, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, Soul Blast 1 and call this card to the back row. That's why it got a reprint in the Gramgrace collection, because of that skill alone. Because it is a back row card you can use. And also you can still attack with it. And then those are my 2 main units. I'm thinking about this good. Like you have a knight. You have a knight and you have an angel. So then we have a dragon. 3 copies of Palladium, Zeal, Dragon. And yes, these are from the set 6. Not the reprint versions, because I like to have to see some shine. And we also have Elementaria Sanctitude for our last elemental guard. Like I said, maybe it's not worth it, but I think Elementaria is a very good stable card to have in any deck possible, no matter what the condition might be happening. So yes, that is the grade 1 lineup I have. Now we're going to go into grade 2, which I am be playing 12 grade 2s in this deck. The first one is 4 copies of Knight of Soaring Refinement Diffin. I think it's Finn, or I think the D is silent, so it's Finn, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to read his collection first. When your grade 3 or greater unit in the center column attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Gramgrace in its card name, that attacking unit gains 5,000 power until the end of battle. Okay. So I didn't read the grade 3 part, so that's my bad. The front row. When this unit attacks, if your Vanguard with Gramgrace in its card name, and your units in the center column attacked 2 or more times, this turn, Counterblast 1. And this unit gets plus 15,000 power until the end of that battle. Very good for this deck. I know they have more support for Gramgrace in set 11, but unfortunately, my dumbass didn't get any of that collection because I was way behind on other things. So, you have to just use what you got. and deal with what you got. There you go. And then for the generics, we have 4 copies of Drilling Angel. Figure it's a reprint in the deck for a reason. And then we also have another reprint from the deck itself, but I figured I'd use the shiny versions as well. This is Divine Sister Languedechat, or Dechet. I think that's the French. So her skill is, if you have a grade 3 or greater card in your soul, this unit gets boost in 5,000 power. So if you Persona Road this turn, you can use her as a backup contingency for more boosting. And Persona Running is key in this deck apparently. So you get 20, 20, 20, 25, 25, 25. So it's basically a giant ass Soul Saver Dragon type of deck. That's all it is. It's just, that's it. Alright, so that is the grade 2. Grade 3, of course, we're using 3 more copies of Gramgrace for personification ability. We also have 2 copies of Knight of Soaring Blade of Furnibal, and his skill is the back row center regard only. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater. Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from your hand. Choose one of your Vanguards with Gramgrace in its card name, and it gets this: 10,000 power and drive plus 1 until the end of the turn. I was thinking about maybe trying to get maybe 2 more copies of him because that skill is so fucking good. But maybe 3 is good, I don't know. And then of course we also have this little guy, Gradius Gradel. Just, it's an extra key card for personification if you don't get your hands on another copy of Gramgrace. So that's my personal intake on it. But yes, that, my guys, my dudes, whatever you guys want to call yourselves as, I don't care. That is the deck profile video for Gramgrace. I'm, in all real honesty, I'm actually happy I did that video, because I would never thought I'd see the day to get Gramgrace a full deck for himself, and also his own ride line. So I guess we can call Gramgrace a she. There you go. There, problem solved. Crisis averted. Anyways, you guys, that's it for the video, and I hope if you guys like the content I do create on this channel, be sure to subscribe, thumbs up for the channel, comment down below what your thoughts might be, and just, go outside your comfort zone and try something new and different. Okay? And I'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, I've been your host, Siren Frost, signing out.